Hello, I'm Henry Keene. We are UATV, and you are welcome to the News Pulse. Today in the episode, Russia-US negotiations stalled by Putin, indefinitely. Mass chemical plant attack in Bryansk makes the facility stop. Attack on Ukraine's energy, wild and brutal, repeated again. Russia has restated its earlier conditions for a peace agreement with Ukraine in a confidential message, known diplomatically as a non-paper, sent to the United States over the weekend. According to two U.S. officials and a person familiar with the matter who shared this info with Reuters. One of the officials said the document repeated Moscow's long-standing demand to take control of the entire Donbas region, effectively rejecting U.S. President Donald Trump's suggestion that front lines be frozen at their current positions. It also reiterated Russia's insistence that no NATO troops be stationed in Ukraine under any future peace arrangement, the official added. The emergence of the message comes as plans for a potential Trump-Putin summit in Budapest appear increasingly uncertain. A White House official told Reuters on Tuesday there were no immediate plans for such a meeting. The Russian embassy in Washington declined to comment. The communiqué underscores how firmly Russia is holding to its maximalist demands in the ongoing war.
No, I don't want to have a wasted meeting. I don't want to have a waste of time, so I'll see what happens. But we did all of these great deals, great peace deals. They're all peace deals. They're agreements, solid agreements, every one of them. But this one, and I said, go to the line of battle, the battlefield lines, and you pull back and you go home, and everybody take some time off, because you got two countries that are killing each other. Two countries that are losing 5,000 to 7,000 soldiers a week. So we'll see what happens. We haven't made a determination.
Ukraine was waiting for a positive decision on the transfer of the Tomahawk missiles, but it looks like Putin's phone call to Trump has postponed not only the summit between Trump and Putin, but also the case of Tomahawks for Ukraine into one long drawer chest, possibly and likely for a very long time. The president of Ukraine had a protracted and tense meeting with President Trump in the White House, and as a result, declared that Russia has bought some more time for itself.
Instead, Russia is once again doing anything to avoid diplomacy. And as soon as the question of long-range weapons for Ukraine moved away, Russia almost automatically became less interested in diplomacy. We had a meeting with the President of the United States of America. We agreed that this is how we will try to organize a dialogue, based on the front line that we have now. This was the signal from President Trump to his team. It was also public. The front line can be the beginning of diplomacy.
During the night of October 22nd, starting from 1900 on October 21st, Russian forces launched a massive combined strike against Ukraine's critical infrastructure, using attack drones and missiles of various types from both air and ground platforms. According to the Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, radar and air defense units tracked a total of 433 airborne threats, including 28 missiles, 15 of them ballistic, and 405 attack UAVs of different models. The assault included 405 strike drones, 11 ballistic missiles, 9 cruise missiles, 4 Dagger air-launched hypersonic missiles fired from Rostov region airspace, 4 Kh-59 guided air-launched missiles from occupied Zaporizhia region. The main direction of attack was the Kyiv region, with additional strikes reported in Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhia, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, and Odessa regions. One of the most viscous strikes came at the kindergarten in Kharkiv, where one person is reported killed and numerous children having acute stress reactions.
A Russian drone strike on a kindergarten in Kharkiv follows a night of massive attacks. Unfortunately, one person has died. My condolences to the family. 7 people have been injured so far. They are receiving medical care. All children have been evacuated and are in shelters. According to preliminary information, many are experiencing acute stress reactions. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
In the village of Poruby, near Kyiv, a Russian Shahed kamikaze drone destroyed a private home where a family with children was staying. According to local officials, a mother born in 1987, her 6-month-old daughter, and her 12-year-old niece were killed in the attack. The infant's father, as well as the grandparents, survived. Neighbors told Suspilne journalists that the family had recently moved to Poruby to escape constant air raids on Kyiv, believing the countryside would be safer. Across the Kyiv region, emergency power outages remain in effect as energy crews work around the clock to restore electricity. Explosions were heard across the capital starting around 5 a.m., with damage recorded in at least 4 districts. Emergency services and medics are working at the scenes. Preliminary reports say several people were killed, including a 2-year-old child among the injured. Residential buildings and utility networks were damaged, and key infrastructure sustained destruction. In Zaporizhia, over 10 people were injured in the overnight attack, prompting evacuations from dangerous areas. Roughly 2,000 households were left without power. On the evening of Tuesday, October 21st, Russia was hit by one of the largest combined attacks since the beginning of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The assault involved both Ukrainian drones and missiles. Russian propagandists reported strikes carried out by Ukrainian attack and jet-powered drones. The threat from unmanned aerial vehicles spread across several regions of Russia, with air raid sirens sounding in the Oryol, Bryansk, Moscow, Leningrad, Pskov, Novgorod, and Tver regions. Ukraine's armed forces successfully struck the Bryansk chemical plant. This large-scale combined missile and airstrike reportedly included the use of air-launched Storm Shadow cruise missiles, which managed to penetrate Russia's air defense systems. The full extent of the damage is still being assessed. The Bryansk chemical plant plays a significant role in supporting Russia's military-industrial complex. It specializes in the production of gunpowder charges, explosive substances, and chemical components for rocket engines. Its output is used in manufacturing shells and ballistic munitions, which the occupying forces regularly use to shell Ukrainian towns and cities. In addition, strikes were allegedly reported in the Moscow region. Later, the Russian Ministry of Defense claimed that between 16 and 20 p.m. local time, air defense systems had shot down 58 Ukrainian aircraft-type drones, 57 over the Bryansk region and 1 over the Kursk region. A separate drone attack targeted an oil refinery in Dagestan, hitting facilities in Makhachkala, nearly 2,000 kilometers from Ukraine. This was reported by the independent Russian outlet Astra, which also published eyewitness videos showing the strike on the refinery. According to the BBC, over half of Russia's major oil refineries have been hit by drone strikes this year, disabling around 38% of the country's refining capacity. These attacks have triggered a domestic fuel crisis and disrupted military logistics inside Russia. Russia is currently seeking to diversify oil exports beyond its main buyers, India and China. India, by the way, will restrict its imports of Russian oil, according to U.S. President Donald Trump, following a phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Trump stated that if New Delhi does not suspend its cooperation with Moscow, it will face steep tariffs. Russian oil has become a major point of contention in U.S.-India trade relations. In response, Washington has imposed 50% tariffs on Indian goods. The White House has repeatedly emphasized that revenue from Russian oil sales is being used to fund the war against Ukraine. Meanwhile, in October, Russia supplied oil to Georgia for the first time, delivering 105,000 tons of Siberian light crude to the newly launched Kulevi oil refinery, according to Reuters. The refinery, operated by private company Black Sea Petroleum, began operations this month with a capacity of 1.2 million tons per year. It's Georgia's first full-cycle oil refinery and aims to reduce the country's reliance on fuel imports from Turkey, Azerbaijan, Romania, Russia, and Kazakhstan. Located near key transport hubs, the facility plans to expand to 4 million tons annually by 2028, supplying both domestic and export markets. That seems to be it for today. I am Henry Keene. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Please subscribe to our channel to stay tuned to what is happening in the world. Presented to you by us, UATV from Ukrainian perspective. Goodbye.